Winston Churchill said the destiny of man is not measured by material computations. When great forces are on the move in the world, we learn we're spirits, not animals. And he said there's something going on in time and space and beyond time and space, which, whether we like it or not, spells duty. You and I have a rendezvous with the professor.
Wrestling.
What's up, Dave? Happy Sunday. How are you?
Happy Sunday to you. How are you? Oh my gosh.
I cannot complain. It's been a while.
This feels awkward.
Yeah.
I went and looked.
Yeah.
The last time we did a show was back in January. We went to Fusion Pro outside in Sylvania, I believe.
Man, that's been January. That's a long time away.
It's about 6 months.
Well, we'll get in the swing of things.
I think we need to do more than every 6 months an episode, but that's a whole other can of worms.
Yes. We are the Professors of Wrestling, and we want to be Taco Bell famous. So subscribe to our YouTube page as we are working on new content to bring to you, like the Facebook page.
Yeah. Well, we talked about it, but we didn't follow through. I think we got busy with life.
Yeah, school.
Yeah.
School. Let us know what you think and provide us with feedback and suggestions. Follow us on Instagram at the Professors of Wrestling. Share it all. Spread the word. Join in the discussion as we want to be a community.
Yes.
The likes have been going. Like they slowly, like you see like 2 or 3 people like it every other month. So
I think it too is I would say promotions have not been active. There's some promotions that have been crazy active.
Yeah.
We have not, just because we've been dealing with life and stuff like that.
Right.
And we're jumping back into it, and we got a lot of we're dipping our toes back into it because we were going gangbusters, and I think we probably talked about this back in January and the stupid COVID.
Right. So who do we got? Who's this week's sponsor?
This week's sponsor, and we're glad to have him back, is Ben Owens Music.
Hi, this is Dave from the Professors of Wrestling. I'm at 1803 Plum Street, home of Ben Owens Music, where they've got basses, electric guitars, acoustic guitars, violins, keyboards, guitar pedals, amps, instrument repair, guitar, drum, and piano lessons. Learn from the experts. Ben Owens Music, Valdosta's music store.
And we're back. Dave, I gotta say, how's your guitar playing gotten over the time?
My guitar playing has improved quite a bit because, one, we've been sitting at home quite a bit, and so I've just been taking online guitar lessons and then going to the shop because I'm like the worst guitarist up there. So there's a lot of pressure to improve.
All right, no problems. We have our first talking points, as you saw on the Facebook this morning. It was, what did you want to hear from us and where we've been?
From Mr. Chris Swanson. We got to throw that out there.
Yes.
And I need to thank Chris for doing that because I put that up as I was prepping for this morning. And so, did you read his question already?
I took a gander.
All right. So, what shows have y'all been seeing? And what do you look forward to? Mostly any of the shows I've been watching have been on YouTube. I have not gone to any shows other than we went to Fusion in January, as we said at the beginning of it. But we're going to talk about the shows you went to because I was out of town last weekend, and you went to BBW, Broken Bones, and then you went to SWA as well.
Right.
But big picture, how I'll answer this. It's like a pop quiz question. How I would say is like I'm looking to see what happens because I really felt the promotions in North Georgia and the talent in North Georgia. It was really cool, and this is a conversation we've had many times. It's really cool to see like when they're starting out and when they're going up, and then we're following like some of these cats that are going up north in the Atlanta area on a past our reach area that we set out so many years ago when we started this, but like Proc and all those cats, and even I'm gonna say it, Bryce Canyon.
Said his name right.
I know.
That's
You like watching those cats just like really kind of blow up and get some good heat on theirs and seeing where that is. So I'm interested to see what's going on, and I'm interested to see what's going on with Raw, and we're gonna talk about them later today or later in the show. And SWA, Broken Bones is coming back, and after what's happened over the past several months over the year, what promotions are going to be putting it back together, and hopefully we're going to be able to start working on those relationships with some of those promotions we had before, when the world was somewhat normal.
Yeah, as you mentioned, we went to Fusion Pro. It was great over, I want to say it was either fall or spring that we saw GIPW online, and that was really cool to see how fans put their votes in. Things that I'm looking forward to seeing in the coming months, definitely Spinebuster, no pressure, but I really hope that they get to come back.
Yes.
I'm looking forward to seeing how SWA, spoiler alert, how Preston Veston continues his title run or starts his title run. I'm looking forward to definitely seeing, because Brother Azrael is now was a champ last time I checked on social media.
Mm-hmm.
Proc is a champ when I checked on social media. Like, a lot of people are champions.
What's going on with Hold My Beer?
He won last night, I want to say.
Yeah.
I saw a photo.
Okay.
So I think that's pretty great. And I think, as you mentioned, above that line of what we set, a lot of things are going on. Bryce Canyon, for example, it's Exotic Youth, him and his gang, his posse.
Yeah.
They are taking over the state of Georgia, I would say, from the coast to the mainland.
I just want to see North Georgia get back. I feel like we got such positive things that were happening, and we're starting to get, I don't want to say like no one respects us down here in South Georgia, but there was a lot of cool things that people were paying attention to what's going on South Georgia and start kind of getting that good heat. Not go away heat, as they say, but like good heat, as they say in the comedy entertainment world there. So that's what we're looking forward to. I think just getting back things and going and working with some of these promotions and getting some of the I'm trying to think of the word, all the cool stuff that just went away, and I'm repeating myself there with that, but getting that going, and seeing what all these young talent, and then seeing what's the crop that's going to be coming in after this young talent, after the procs, after all that stuff. So
would you consider a seasoned vet? Are you now considering Proc a seasoned vet? I mean, it's been a minute.
It's been a minute. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I would consider his mentor a seasoned vet from Spinebuster. Totally drawing a blank, but they were tag team partners.
J2 Strong?
No, not J2 Strong.
They were tag team partners?
I'm totally drawing a blank on this. We had beef with them.
Oh, you have Mako, and then you have Preston Paradise.
Preston Paradise, and then also the best dressed GM,
Johnny Maverick.
I would consider them veterans of the area, and I really would consider Preston Paradise a veteran and kind of like a mentor of a lot of these young wrestlers from our area right there. But I would say I would say, and this is not a slight, and you say they're like in the journeyman stage of it, and this is like the really cool part of any type of, like, when you get into this type of career, I'm only comparing it to like stand-up comedy, is that, or even in a band, is no one knows as you're building your name, you're able to make a lot of cool choices and like the most creative aspects of it, because the only eyes are on you and the people here in South Georgia or maybe up in Atlanta. So you're not on the nationals, you're not on TNT or Fox or whatever, like, WWE or AEW or anything like that. So you're able to do a lot of cool stuff and grow from that. And that's the really exciting part.
Understandable.
From my opinion.
We appreciate it. Next, we have our call-in guest. We're going to ring him up. It is Diamond Duke. Hopefully he answers. He is such a busy man. So.
He's been sending us some promotional materials on here. Diamond Duke has been, what's the pun, mining a lot of stuff lately.
He has a lot of talent. Let's see if he answers.
All right. Time for the awkward pauses.
Yeah, it's ringing.
Diamond Worldwide.
Yes, this is the Professors of Wrestling. We have a phone conference call with Diamond Duke.
All right, just a moment.
He's upgraded. He's got an administrative assistant.
Diamond Duke here. How you gonna make me some money?
Oh, well, I don't know if we can make you some money, but we can spread some diamonds to the world.
Diamonds to the world. I like that.
How have you been, Diamond Duke? It has been a hot minute.
Oh, I have been tremendously awesome, guys. Good to, it's great to hear from you.
It's good to hear from you. We have been paying attention to what's going on in the social media world. Just really the only way a lot of us have been keeping in touch. But what's been going on in the Diamonds world?
Well, I've started a new faction. I'm quite sure you see that's going on. It's the Diamond Club, which is the greatest faction, stable, however you want to call it, in the independents right now. We are taking each and every one of the promotions by storm.
And currently, who is in your stable for those that are not familiar?
Well, right now I have my main client, the reality sensation, Mr. Wyatt O'Connor. One half of the Sunbelt Tag Team Champions, and he will have a tag team partner as soon as I find someone that is fit to stand along beside him and be with the Diamond Club.
How do you do against Brooks Robinson the other week?
Cheated.
Cheated. Did you have to get any stitches after that match?
Well, I'll put it this way. Mr. Robinson, I'm sure he has received the medical bills. He did not hit my face, and that is, that's how I do make my money. But to sum it up very quickly, I think he possibly had the ref in his pocket because, all of a sudden, the ref is down. Brooks goes for the pin, and all of a sudden he's up. He didn't catch the part where, Brooks, cowardly moved out of the way. And I was actually hit by no fault of my client, Mr. Wyatt O'Connor, at all. All the blame goes completely on hardcore Brooks Robinson.
Do you see you growing the Diamond Club?
Oh, each and every day. As a matter of fact, right before you called, I've had, messages. I've had voicemails, constantly getting phone calls from different gentlemen and some ladies that would love to be a part of the Diamond Club, the most elite faction in the independents today.
Is this something you'd be willing to share, or do you want to keep this close to the vest, Duke?
I want to keep this close to my vest. I like to keep it in my pockets, but I'll give you just a few little hints of the different talent that I have possibly reached out to, or they've reached out to me. There's always that notorious bad guy, possibly a frat boy, a very savage dragon, and a monster that loves to cause pain. Just to name just a couple that is possibly, good enough to be part of the Diamond Club.
I think those are, you might as well just have named them right there if you're familiar with some of the wrestlers down here in South Georgia. But where do you see taking, what promotions do you see taking this faction around to?
We're taking them all. Pose Wrestling, Solid Rock Wrestling, Raw, which is Rockstar Adrenaline Wrestling, Fusion Pro Wrestling, GWE, Spinebuster, Sunbelt. The sky's the limit. Not even the limit, it's just the stratosphere. We're going to take each and every one of these promotions and show them why we are the best.
I'm sorry.
And one other little tidbit for you.
Sure.
I do have a couple guys that love to cause mayhem, and they are the kings of it. Throw that one out there for you too. I'll be nice.
I think that was pretty loud and clear right there with that. That one was there. So, where can people trace, G's and P's. Maybe they're going to be tracing you, but where can people track what's going on with the Diamond Club and what Diamond Duke is up to?
Well, I'm still trying to figure out how you guys got my number.
Google.
Yeah, I know y'all called me before. I'm still trying to figure out how y'all got my number. I do. It's very unlisted. Only a
Facebook
few
privacy
elite
laws.
people can call me on this line.
We are professors, so we have our ways. We're researchers.
We have your information.
Researchers, there it is. Give the kids homework on a Friday. I guarantee you're the type of person that would do that.
I have. It's all right.
I'm not surprised at all.
Thank you so much, Diamond Duke. We look forward to seeing.
Wait, before we cut him off, where can we?
Dorrian, you're the least of my favorites of the professors, man.
It's understandable.
You
can reach me on Facebook. I'm not hard to find. I'm on Instagram, Duke Silver 66 at Instagram, and that's really all I need. Like I said, I'm getting too many messages now. Hold on, one second. Paul's calling me now. Speak of the devil.
Paul's calling me now.
Well, we appreciate your time, and we look forward to see what's going to happen with your faction and how that domination is going to occur.
Just remember, man, diamonds are forever.
See, you've been listening to Moulin Rouge. It's great. Thank you for calling in.
Thank you.
Thank you. We'll see you around, Duke.
Yes.
And that is Diamond Duke.
God, so he's got a lot of names on there. I think one concerned with the fact. Well, that was interesting to find. Of the two of us, you're his least favorite.
It explains that SOI.
Yeah, that's right. And I think two. I think well, you got if one is not to the liking, at least you've got another choice on here.
Right. It's been a week. Last weekend was a weekend of wrestling, especially in South Georgia. Yes. I went to SWA for their Southern Summer Showcase, where every match was a title match. Some new things coming out of SWA. One, Wild Bill is the commissioner. It's been that way for about the past few months, but that was pretty new to me. Yeah. They have an announcer, JB Stevens.
They've had some great announcers there at SWA. Some great announcers, and you're like, what? How you get? I think it's a fan. You're like, man, this is great ring announcers, and then they disappear. And so I'm excited to hear that they've got another great announcer.
If I had to put a theme on tonight, it was Save Vinny, because for some reason, James Morrison believes that Pavo doesn't appreciate Vinny. And then we also found out in this first match where Roxy Rouge, a crowd favorite, went against Quadzilla. And in the sense of James Morrison came out to interfere, as I would say, Quadzilla was dominating this entire match. So it was more to Roxy Rouge's benefit in this case. But one of the things that came out of it was that's not her real name. It is Jody Morton.
So she's got a nom de plume.
A nom de woos. Right. I don't know. I don't speak French. But yeah, it's coming out there, and it's their whole theme. Save Vinny the whole night. This even came into the next match where it was James Morrison back out against the Southern Assassin Ryan James. Now we last saw, James Morrison against Rod Grimes, right, in which he was beaten down into retirement. I guess he took the time to get back because 2 months prior to the Southern Summer Showcase, right, it was Morrison beating James in what the crowd called as a sham. They didn't believe that Morrison should have won that match.
And Morrison's a crowd favorite though, right? As a one half of the Punkadelics. So it's almost like Morrison has become the Dorrian of the Professors of Wrestlers to Diamond Duke.
Yeah, you only gotta like one.
That's right.
So what threw me off with this one is a lot of slow counts throughout the whole night. Not from David, but from this new ref. I don't know his name, but slow counts in terms of.
Like we're talking like one, like that.
Right. It cost some people the belt, especially James Morrison in the sense of where, Ryan James is still your new wave American champion, which we love. He's a crowd favorite. But, ref, pick it up the next time. There's this rule coming out of SWA and from the territories that if your opponent doesn't show up for a title match, you automatically get the title. Wild Bill came out, confronted Hollywood Star as his opponent, did not show up. And so he's now a champ.
I mean, that has been a problem in the past. I mean, that's I think it's up to the commissioners of the cities, the sports commissioners, and then the promotion themselves. So I guess that may have been discussed ahead of time. I don't know. I don't know how the politics of the PAVO Sports Authority / commissioner and their intertwinings with the
I just want a rules list. Can I get a syllabus to let me know?
The rules do change quite a bit.
Rules are subject to change along with the card. Space Cowboy Stacey Alexander reached out to us before this whole thing of where should we go, and said, he was the person to see. This came true as he faced against Vinnie Lewis. And in this case, you had Jody Morton, the new Jody Morton that we had, and James Morrison working the crowd, in which it was something in terms of, Vinnie, stop wrestling. You're injured. You're hurt. This is not good for your health. So through some interference, Jody Morton sweeping the leg of Vinnie.
That Vinnie stuff has been, like, we've seen it. It gets super emotional.
Yeah.
From not only just the wrestlers, but from the fans.
And we want to see Vinnie win.
Yeah.
We're no subject to it. So in this case, it's going to be interesting to see where they go with this storyline, especially the new Jody Morton having the championship belt. James Morrison probably not going to have a belt in these outside of 2021. I can bet on that. He's not going to win a belt in 2021. And will Vinnie have that match? Will you see Vinnie versus James Morrison? Let's say a last man standing match. No pressure. The world may never know. Then in the next match, one of our favorites for the tag team, Scrotus.
You were telling me something about this the other day.
Versus the Kings of Hollywood. So Hollywood Star had to wrestle tonight. And his partner, let's call the name Chungus.
You love Chungus.
That's a name for a name.
Yes.
That's a name's name. But Scyther and Dan Lydon definitely tore it up. There's some high flying.
And they found the other belt.
They found the other belt.
All right.
So you have both belts back in SWA.
Mm-hmm.
Dan Lydon going off the top of the ring post.
So we were talking, he's like, what? He's over 6 feet tall. I don't know, between 6 foot and 6'3", would you say?
Yeah, doing somersaults off of it.
So he, from the floor to, let's just say, like the mat, we're talking that's got to be a good 4.5, 5 feet. Right. So add another. So he's up there at least 10 feet, 10 to 12 feet. I don't know. Does a double, like some serious, like, flippage. Onto the concrete, and it's concrete floor.
Yes. And he handled it. I mean, he got right back up. Scrotus is still your champion, your tag team champions.
Oh, they've set the bar high for themselves.
They have. And a crowd favorite, Preston Veston III versus Dark Rage. It's been 7 years since he's gone for this belt, for the SWA Southeastern Heavyweight Championship belt. Pulled it out all the way through. Dark Rage still showing his same tactics, exiting the ring, not really wanting to fight all the way.
But Preston should know that those guys have been arch nemesis for years.
Right.
Like, this should be not anybody who's familiar with Dark Rage. Period. Any surprise?
So a congratulations goes out to Preston Veston III for being your SWA Southeastern Heavyweight Champion and the first Triple Crown winner. So that was it. They'll be back, and their next event is August the 7th, Battle by the Flint, and I want to say in Newton, Georgia.
Yeah.
If it's not, they'll correct us in those botch takes.
That's right. We're bound to have some botches. It's been a bit.
It is.
We've got a little bit of ring rust.
Yeah. Then Sunday went to Broken Bones Wrestling, Sunday Night Slam. And Valdosta is hungry for wrestling, like super hungry in terms of the entire place was filled. And I've seen Mathis like that in some parts.
Right.
But this time it was
on the other side.
Right. So it was definitely something to see. Some matches that stuck out. Tommy Danes versus Logan Stevens. Tommy Danes showing that he's truly the mentor, I would say, who knows, the godfather of wrestling. I'll give him that.
Okay.
I'll take it away from Preston Paradise and give it to Tommy Danes.
All right.
He is the godfather of wrestling in terms of his moves that he was showing.
In the Valdese?
In the Valdese area.
Right on.
So if you're looking for the true godfather of wrestling.
It sounds like that's a challenge.
That is a challenge. I wonder if Preston will take me up on it.
I don't know. He's you know what he's gonna say. He's gonna say, you got do your research. Do your research. And like whenever we do our research, you know what I'm finding?
Hey.
I'm finding that there's not a lot to support. There's not a lot of receipts to support some of those claims.
There is not. Another great one was Black Diamond Jack Price versus Jamie Hall. Jamie Hall was a technician all the way through and through. Definitely proved that he deserves to be champion in his own right. Price was a crowd favorite. He definitely was a crowd favorite as people were tired of seeing Jamie Hall win. But in the end, you have Hall retaining his championship. There was some hard. Speaking of Duke, as he mentioned, Kings of Mayhem, they fought Vernon Black versus Alejandro Bravo, in which two people who have been on a tag team for over a few years now knew each other's moves.
Yeah.
You saw this in terms of where Bravo became a real face of Broken Bones. But through it all in all, Vernon Black, the winner. They'll be back in Valdosta September 25th.
I look forward to that. I'm looking forward to seeing Southern Georgia, Southeastern, Western, whatever we get tagged, wrestling on there. This brings us to, we go a little bit north when we started expanding what we're looking at, the GIPW, or otherwise known as Georgia Independent Professional Wrestling, to which you were mentioning earlier before we go in. They got some press in Sports Illustrated.
I want to say it was them. I definitely want to say it was them.
Well, call us shenanigans. It's a botched take, but we'll do some more. We have to do a little bit more research. This is just more casual conversation. But their next show is August 15th, and before that, and this is something for all you aspiring wrestlers, and or even if you're out there doing the do. They're hosting a seminar ahead of time with Bob Evans before the show, and you're like, hey, like the restaurant, no, Bob Evans as is in the wrestler, who's been out there doing it since like the early 90s. He's had a few appearances on WWE, go probably back to the WWF era, and notably in the Ring of
Honor?
Ring of Honor, thank you. I had a brain fart for a second. Ring of Honor, I think like 2010, 2011 to 2015 or 16 was within that promotion. And then he did after he left that, he did a whole Iron Man competition where he did several like in a row 60-minute matches, and I think that was 2018, 17, something along when that happened. But if you're looking to hear something from somebody who's got some experience, who's been out there, who's doing his thing, look up GIPW, otherwise known as Georgia Independent Professional Wrestling, and sign up for that seminar. That sounds like somebody's going to be able to bring some knowledge your way. Raw is one of those promotions to which 2 years ago we sat down with the promoter of Raw, Rockstar Adrenaline Wrestling, and this is what's going on, laid out his plans, even got to look at what the belt before the leather, but just the going on. And then was looking for fall of 2020, I believe, when to kind of start putting on shows in the Douglas area, in the South Georgia area. And then obviously COVID happened, and that froze everything. And in all honesty, the conversations between Dorrian and myself are like, I don't even know if this promotion is going to happen now, just in light of everything that's been happening. But if you've been paying attention to the social medias,
he has a full roster.
Yeah,
and it's growing every day. Stuckey, Eddie Honcho, Bryce Cannon. The names keep going, and there's people that I've never seen in my life. So it's going to be interesting in terms of how this roster pulls together and what that locker room looks like.
So pay attention to Raw Wrestling. I'm excited to see what's going to happen.
Be sure to give them a like on Facebook.
Yeah, check out the stuff, and they got some merchandise too.
They do,
and we'll repost that stuff on our Facebook page.
Yeah. This next one comes from Rob Broadhecker.
Yeah.
He says he's still at 5'10", so he hasn't shrunk any. Way to go, Rob. He's still searching the internet to find wrestling shows to report on and even attend. So, if any of you know Rob, give him a shout. Drop in those events that are going on.
Correct.
Because, I mean, there's always Savannah.
Let us know as well, because we're looking for stuff, and I think we're interested to see what's going to happen in the Valdosta, words are hard, Valdosta area, and see who's going to be doing what here within the next year.
Yeah. Summer's almost over. Fall's beginning. Let's see what's next. We are the Professors of Wrestling, and we want to be Taco Bell famous. So remember to subscribe to our YouTube page, like the Facebook page. Let us know what you think. Provide us with some feedback and suggestions. Follow us on Instagram at the Professors of Wrestling. Share it all. Spread the word. You can follow me on Twitter at D2Baber.
I'm David, just a professor.
Good job, Dave.
I'm slow sometimes. I was reading on the copy. I got to update the copy because it goes back from a year ago. Anyway.
And we will talk to you next time.
Yes.